We're going to wait for some people to join us. Good evening. It's Friday.
Kim Dobers is here.
Hi, Kim. How you doing? Okay, it is Friday, right?
Yes, it is.
And we are here. We're live, and it's been a while.
Feels like it.
Right?
Yeah.
I think where were we last week?
Oh, LA.
We were in Los Angeles. That's right, because we were moving Parker out. It's been a lot. It was so close last week, but it feels like that was months ago, right?
Yeah.
It's been a little crazy. So, hi guys, thank you so much for joining us. We're so excited to go live tonight. I really wanted to go over this giant tote today. It's all black, like all new black, slick summer things. I think summer, for some reason this season, we're doing black. I'm finding a slickness in black, right, Matt? Mm-hmm. Hi, guys. Oh, my God. Look at everybody. This is so exciting. Hi.
So cool.
Okay. So Matt and I have been really, for some reason, I think I've been adding my onward thoughts of the day, right? So I wanted to start with that. And I think on one of my videos, I was saying, well, we should explain how we came to this onward idea, right, Matt?
Yeah.
And so maybe let's start with that before we start looking at all these amazing goodies. So Matt and I have been doing this for, how long have we been doing this?
I want to say it's basically 25 years.
25 years, so it's been a long time. We've had a lot of different businesses along the way, but since 2009, we have been doing handbags. And I think if you've been with us throughout these years, we started with a canvas tote that looked like the Mimi bag, and which I should bring in. And then it just kind of grew from there. And our story's always been about dodging and weaving and figuring out how to keep moving forward when things get rough. And along the way, Matt and I really have met so many amazing people like Kim, who's out there, and all these amazing PT friends that we have. But I got to meet a really great friend. And my friend, Kate Spade, was one of the friends we got to meet through making our bags. And so, as everybody knows, she died in 2018. And when she died, it was really hard. And it was hard to find the onward spirit, honestly, sometimes, when things like that happen out of the blue. And I think just through trying to figure out how to kind of keep moving forward, I personally just started on this crazy exercise kind of journey. And it started with just a 15-minute ride on my Peloton. And for some reason, that 15 minutes, I decided Matt had fortuitously at the same time put a book on the table that was called, what is it called?
Finding Ultra?
Finding Ultra. And it looked like this guy running. So I was like, ooh, I'm going to start running. So maybe I should read about running. So then I picked up the book, and it's by a man named Rich Roll, who has really changed my life in a weird way in terms of me going down this rabbit hole of self-betterment and mindset change and goal setting. And I think that's how, Rich's story, and he was an alcoholic, and then at age 40, he decided that he wanted to make a change. And he went through all these, he went through a lot of bad times to get to making a change. And then he became one of the greatest endurance athletes for his age. So he's really inspiring. And if you've never heard of him, you should listen to his podcast, because I think he's a great introduction into all various types of people who are in this space. So that's really our story of why we do what we do. And through that adventure and through that, 15 minutes on the bike and, watching all these YouTubes while I'm working out, while Matt's working out, we really have gone down this rabbit hole of mindset change and how to really keep moving forward, despite things that come your way. And it really did become part of our mission here, because I just thought, well, what can we do as a people and what we put out there, if we can make a product that makes someone feel good. And I feel like that's a real pillar in how this onward spirit. If you don't feel good about yourself, you're not going to get dressed. So I feel like if we could feel good about ourselves and make a product that kind of makes you feel like, damn, I feel good today. Like when I carry this bag to the airport, that's how I feel. Like I'm walking through the airport, I'm like, damn, I just got a little swagger. I feel good. And I think with that spirit, it helps you move towards things a lot better with a positive attitude. So that's how we came to our onward mission, and that's why we do what we do every day. And it's honestly, when we put a product out there, we're on PTTV, I always think if I could get one person, someone out there who's not feeling great about themselves, to be like, you know what, tomorrow, I'm just gonna put on my jeans that I love and a great white shirt, and anything that makes me feel great. I think that's really what we try to do, right, Matt? And I always think of that every morning when I wake up. And when we go on PTTV, like, this is our most special time, honestly, because we get to connect with everyone here. So I hope that kind of helps tell our story and why we do what we do and why we always say onward, because I really feel like, that mindset and that thought in your head is so important when things get really hard and you just want to lie down and not get dressed today and not leave your bed or not leave your house. If I could just, put that little bee in your bonnet, maybe that little movement and that little motion, maybe grabbing one of the Parker Thatch bags kind of gives you that swagger. When you look at this thing and you're just like, oh man, I think I need to get dressed today. And it doesn't have to be anything fancy. That's the other thing. It should be really simple and really easy. And that's our story, right, Matt? Mm-hmm. Do you have anything to add to this?
To the story?
Yeah.
The story? Well,
it's a long story, and I think we're going to start breaking it up into chapters.
The story is ongoing. I got a couple of
detail.
comments. One, Kat Harden says, loving your onward tips. So those ones that you're doing.
Oh my God, thank you, Kat. I swear to God, sometimes I do them in the morning and I'm like, I don't even know if anybody is listening to this, but I just have all these thoughts in my head, and why not just do a 1-minute thought in my head after I do my exercise every morning. And I honestly have been moving and doing an exercise every single day since that 15 minutes on that Peloton in 2018. So it's been, what, 7 years, Matt? Mm-hmm. And you have to admit, I've been pretty consistent with it.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Right?
Yep.
We've traveled a lot, and there's a lot of tips I can share when I do travel. I'm very, very diligent about it. And sometimes there are days when we have a flight at 5 a.m., but we actually have to leave the house at 4 a.m. I still get up at 3 a.m. even if it's 15 minutes on the bike.
You did that a week ago.
Mm-hmm. And it's just part of what I do, and I really feel strongly about it. And it's really important to stay consistent. So thank you, Kat, for listening to my weird tips of the day, onward thoughts of the day. Thank you.
Joyce is here.
Hi, Joyce. Joyce is another onward human being. We're so excited to have Joyce, and we can't wait when the day we get to split screen with Joyce, who has really she's been really working with us for the last year and really masterminded a lot of these amazing bags that we have, and just been an amazing partner for us. And we're just really excited to hopefully soon we get to split screen from New York, and she could show you inspiration. She could show you, other ways of wearing things that I normally wouldn't do it. So it's so cool that we both have these ways of doing certain things and really kind of expand our universe, which has been real pleasure for us. It's been so much fun. So hi, Joyce.
Also want to thank everybody. We passed 3,000 subscribers.
On YouTube?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you guys so much. And we really thank you guys for joining us on YouTube. What we're going to do on YouTube, and that's why we would love it if you would subscribe on YouTube, is Matt and I are going to start chaptering out our story in terms of how we started the business, and just little tiny chapters. I'm trying to get to that. It's kind of like our
serialized.
Yeah, it's kind of like, and it's being consistent about it and just kind of going in there. And we would really love to share that story chapter by chapter in a weird way. So thank you, and that really helps us out to get there and try to do this. Okay, so that's our story, and that's really for us. It's just been a real ride, and we just really kind of want to just say thank you for joining us every Friday when we get to do this, and it's a real honor. And yeah,
absolutely. And hi from Franklin, Tennessee.
Let's go.
Hi from Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, and it's what, 2 hours ahead from us? It's 7:30 over there in Dallas.
1 or 2, yeah.
I think
exactly.
so. Yeah.
Yep. And PD Hornfire says she triple hearts her new Jack bag. Thank you.
Oh my God, what color did you get? I want to know. It's so amazing. This Jack bag is so beautiful. And I just love this bag so much. I love the leather. I love everything about it. And it's just one of those bags where, again, it really does give you a little swagger when you have it and it becomes your thing. And this is what I mean by the onward spirit. When you just have it on your, I sometimes when I have my bags just on the other side when I'm driving and I look over and I'm like, damn, like I feel good. And I think that's what I really hope, that when you get one of our bags, kind of, I think you get that feeling. And then I think what happens is then you pass it on to someone else, because the best emails and DMs I get are when people like Kim, who actually saw someone who had a Mimi bag with the camo and pink and red stripe, they stop each other, they talk to each other, and they actually become friends with each other, which is so very, very cool. And they kind of, you know, and I think what it is also sometimes people will come up to you and be like, where'd you get your bag? Then you get to pass on that spirit, and I think that's super cool. Okay.
Wait, Stella says hi from Arkansas.
Arkansas.
And Mary says hello from Kansas, first time on live.
Hi, Mary from Kansas City. Is it Kansas City or Kansas State?
Kansas, just Kansas.
Kansas,
then,
okay.
Shelly and Stella are wondering how many mini Maurices can fit in the giant tote.
Oh my God, I love that question. And I think, I swear to God, let's go right into it, okay? Let's look at this giant tote. This giant tote, the story of this giant tote is, for some reason, I have been obsessed with this idea of having a huge, not just a tote, a giant tote. I wanted a huge one that's almost, I mean, this table, this is like the size of this table, okay? Like if you just look at this table, I'm gonna take all this stuff away. This giant tote is almost the size of this table. However, and I looked everywhere for a giant tote. My real imagination was like, I wanted a giant tote that looked really kind of cool, really luxurious, but it needed to be in leather, but it had to be light, because there's no way I'm carrying a giant tote that is heavy, because I'm gonna put a bunch of stuff in here. I couldn't find one, really couldn't find one out there. And I was like, okay, like someday maybe someone will make it. I don't know why I wasn't thinking like maybe we could make it ourselves. And every giant tote out there is either in canvas and nylon, and that's not what I wanted. I wanted a luxurious giant tote. So then finally one day I was like, you know what? We're just gonna make this thing, and let's make it in the basket weave, because the basket weave is such a nice texture to it. It's a nice weight, and let's just do it. Let's make it real luxurious. And I swear to God, when this thing came in, and I think it was January it came in, I have been using it because of course I have to wear test everything, right, for a long time. I took this to Italy. I took this everywhere, I have to say. And how I traveled to Milan was I took the giant tote as and this is a great hack, right? You could only carry one bag on, aside from your rolly if you had to, right? So this actually is the one bag, but I put my jack bag in the giant tote. You could see that it will go in there. And I put probably like 2 of these little guys in there. Like my whole life was in here, but then it was just one bag that I got to carry on. Super light, and it just looks like you're fully dressed, and it's just luxurious. So this truly is the story of the giant tote. Something that was like, I wish it was out there. No one has one that fits these kind of criteria. It's actually really heavy. If it was in leather, it's usually very masculine looking, and it's usually just, you know, it just wasn't the right giant tote. And I wanted to also look and feel like a tote, because I think there's something super chic about a luxurious leather handles, but it's actually looks like a tote bag, honestly. And I think that I love the push-pull of that. And I just, you know, for me, I'm always very attracted to that. So this giant tote, very good question. I really honestly think you could put 20 small Maurices in here, Merge. 20. I mean, we literally put Bear in here. He's a 15-pound dog. I always think he's kind of,
he went to sleep.
My friend Katie said it's funny. She had little dogs always. And I remember Bear's he's a little dog, right? But Katie would always say, well, Bear's a big dog. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Big, like her idea of a big dog was a 15-pound dog, right? because I'm like, Katie, a big dog is like a Labrador or like a, you know,
Rottweiler.
big Rottweiler. That's a big dog. She's like, no, that's just a giant dog. And I'm like, and she's like, or she'd be like, Bear's a big dog and Poe is a small dog. And I'm like, well, Poe is 6 pounds and that's why he's a miniature dog. Bear is a small dog. Anyways, it was very funny. So I think it's like, for us, like when I get to talk about Katie, we always, you know, summertime's always a like time for us, you know, like she comes out and it's just always a funny time. So anyways, I think she would have really found this giant tote very funny, because then she would say we could put Poe and Bear in here and then some, right? Mm-hmm. So anyways, very funny. Okay, so giant tote, amazing. Honestly, I thank you guys, anybody who bought this, because you understand, maybe you're like, oh, I need one of those. If you travel, if you have the summer, you have to go to the pool, because I know that my kids are no longer that small, but I know there was one time between certain ages, you spend your entire summer by the pool because they have swimming. This is the most amazing bag for that purpose. You could put, I think, maybe 6 towels in here. I'm not joking. Yeah, you can if you roll it up.
Rolled up, yeah.
And I think, this is the perfect vacation bag, because you could take it on the plane, you could take it everywhere you go. And you know what? I've been using this as a daily bag. So let me just take out all the stuffing and let me just show you. So if you take out all the stuffing, it's still big, but then it starts to collapse. And I think for me, it's a super chic giant like kind of bag for me to use every day. So this is awesome. So this is what I did for when I go on the plane. So look, you can put your jack bag in here, and then it's still super organized. And someone did ask me, well, it doesn't have a zipper. I'm really concerned that it's going to fall over when you put it. And you know what? That's one of my biggest issues too. But there's something very amazing about this bag where we use this giant clip, and the clip really allows, especially when you're going through the airport with all your stuff, this clip really keeps everything nice and taut and tidy once you clip it in. And I really have a trick for when I'm using, you know, big tote bags. I do bag and bag and bag. So what I do is I'll take this giant tote. Today I have like 3 bags and bags. So by the way, Tokyo Shopper also came in black. This came in last night, which is amazing. So cool. I'm really into, like, again, slick bags for summer in black. Something very fresh and clean about it. I know it's weird, but I love it. Okay, so Tokyo Shopper. Olive is back in stock. Black is back. And again, I bag and bag. So I am so into this sling bag with the blue. It is just, I love it so much. I love this blue. It's like a beautiful swimming pool. But I also love it in the Tokyo Shopper because you can see this little pop of blue, which is really fun.
It's like a David Hockney blue.
It's just so brilliant.
Yeah,
this tote bag,
cool.
This sling bag is just so gorgeous. It's stunning. So this is beautiful with the luggage leather. And I actually have been using it as a clutch for some reason, so I don't have a strap on it. It's fine. And then I also have my Lily bag in here. So I have bags in bags. And then you could actually take this and put it in here. If this is what you're doing for the summer, great swimming pool bag. I mean, how luxurious would that be? And then you could put all your things for the pool and just take it to go. And I find that the basket weave, although it is leather, it's really robust. I know if you guys have it in the sling bag or in the Jane, you understand how robust it is. And that's why this is an amazing leather. It has the texture, so it's just really beautiful to begin with. It's very wearable, and it's also super light. So it ticks off all the boxes. We used a beautiful leather to kind of use for the handle. But again, I had them kind of like make it thinner, so it wasn't so heavy and thick, which is not what I wanted. Just wanted something really soft and mushy and just brilliant. So this is the giant tote story. If anybody has any questions, let's go and let's ask. Oh, and there's a big pocket in here too, by the way. Okay, Matt, do you have any questions?
Stella P says she loves Bear's new bed.
Oh my God, yeah, that's right. Did you guys see when Bear went in here, he just fell asleep? It was so crazy. Bear was in here, and then there was like, you could put like a computer, like you could put like, he was only like in like less than half of this bag, right? This bag is so insane. It's really amazing. It's just so beautiful. Okay, thank you, Stella. Okay,
Dr. Prusnak says, hi from Boulder, Colorado. Can't wait to
Hi,
get
Boulder.
my mid-sized jack bag to match my big tan jack.
Yes. Okay. Oh my God, the mid-size. Yes, that one is sold out. Please pre-order it because it's already, that pre-order is kind of getting full. So if you want that, that's a great thing to get. And I think we have a couple of black medium jacks left. I'm not sure if that's sold out too, but that's a great size. It's a great everyday size. I don't have any more left here because I think we sold them all in the store. Okay, now the other thing that came in, which is just I was dying over, is this Maurice in the soft broken in leather tan. It's absolutely so beautiful and so cute. And then if you've been pre-ordering for the navy suede, it's back. I don't have the pink one, but I know the little Maurice also just came in the pink suede, which is so cute. And I think what happened was they all got sent to the warehouse, and the ones we had here were actually sent, like people asked for them. So that's been a really popular one if you are looking for a fun color, kind of fun bag for summer. Super cute. And I have these cute new, I call them lifesavers, but cute new color for a bag charm. And I find that that is just so cute with the new tan Maurice. And look how cute that is.
People are wondering if you can do a crossbody with that little Maurice.
Yeah, of course. Let me show you. Let me get I use this as a crossbody all the time. Let me get a little strap here. What about, do we have a little rope? Let me get the rope.